In the tumultuous landscape of the 13th and 14th centuries, a formidable force emerged from the heart of Mongolia, weaving together an empire that would etch its name into the annals of history as the largest land empire ever established by humankind. The Mongols, under the indomitable leadership of the legendary Genghis Khan, embarked on a journey that stretched from the coastal realms of China, tracing the majestic curve of the northern Himalayas, and embracing vast territories that spanned from Persia to the Black Sea. Their influence reached into the depths of south-central Russia and Ukraine, and remarkably pressed onward to the very gates of Vienna in Europe. Welcome back to Helpful Think, where today we will be diving into the history of one of the most infamous and ruthless conquerors the world has ever seen. Picture the spectacle. A vast, undulating sea of Mongol warriors, their war cries resonating like a tempest as they traverse these expansive lands on foot, by wagon, and, most famously, on the backs of their swift and resilient horses. These were not just soldiers, they were harbingers of terror, wielders of a policy that transformed fear into a weapon deadlier than any sword or bow. At the heart of this colossal undertaking stood Genghis Khan, a figure whose name still resonates with both infamy and reverence. Despite his reputation, Genghis Khan remains a national hero in Mongolia today. The name Khan means ruler or chieftain, and Genghis Khan translates to a universal ruler. Genghis Khan's authority extended far beyond the mere command of numbers. He was a visionary, a tactician, and, some might say, a harbinger of chaos. The brutality of Mongol society, akin to the Vikings on the other side of the globe, manifested in the ruthless elimination of kin, especially within the ruling class, ensuring the consolidation of power and positions for their offspring. In the echoes of history, Genghis Khan's ruthlessness became synonymous with the rise of the Mongolian Empire, a relentless force that left an indelible mark on every territory it touched. But what fueled this relentless pursuit of conquest? Genghis Khan, originally known as Temujin, was no stranger to the harsh realities of life on the Mongolian steppes. His narrative unfolds like an epic, where at the tender age of 14, his first kill occurred, when he fatally shot his half-brother, Betar, in a dispute over stolen food. Temujin's survival in the harsh environment of 12th century Mongolia required a relentless and iron-willed character. Temujin, now 20 years old, found himself at the precipice of adulthood, armed not just with a bow and arrow, but with the burdensome weight of vengeance. The catalyst? The murder of his father by the Tatars, a rival group with whom the Mongols shared a bitter history. Temujin's response was swift and unforgiving. Leading an army, he descended upon the Tatars, leaving in his wake a trail of blood that foreshadowed the horrors yet to come. Thousands perished, and collective punishment was meted out without discrimination. Men, women, and children fell under the merciless gaze of Temujin's retaliation. Yet this was just the beginning. Genghis Khan's conquests extended to the construction of haunting pyramids, not the grand architectural wonders of the world, but eerie structures made of human skulls. Outside Beijing, after a relentless 3-year siege, these grotesque monuments rose as a testament to the Mongol might, marking the obliteration of entire civilizations in their wake. The modus operandi of the Mongols was relentless, a diplomatic offer accompanied by a dire warning. Surrender, and you might escape relatively unharmed. Resist, and face annihilation at the hands of the unbridled fury of the Mongol Horde. Genghis Khan's campaigns, fought predominantly on horseback with swords and bows, were not mere battles. They were blood-soaked epics that etched tales of horror and conquest across the canvas of the known world, resulting in an estimated 5 to 10% of the world's population being killed or dying due to his conquests. In Khan's personal realm, similar to the gruesome fate of the male black widow spider, devoured by its mate after mating, the daughters of Genghis Khan orchestrated a macabre dance of power within the confines of Mongolian politics and alliances. Drawing parallels to the medieval European practices, marriage among the ruling Mongols mirrored a strategic game where daughters emerged as valuable commodities. In this twisted game of power, daughters became pawns, strategically married off to solidify relations between allies or quell the fires of war. Genghis Khan's daughters, in particular, held a unique role. They possessed the potential to terminate a dynasty or birth a new one. The act of marrying into the family of the Great Khan became a transaction laden with prestige and power, albeit fleetingly. Yet the ephemeral nature of this bestowed influence was marked by a sinister demand. As the price for marrying into the illustrious bloodline of Genghis Khan, a tribal ruler was compelled to eliminate all other wives, ensuring that Genghis's line faced no competition. This ruthless decree elevated the groom to not only a position of authority, but also a precarious existence. For many found themselves thrust into the unforgiving chaos of high command on the front lines, where mortality rates soared. The inevitable question arose: who would assume the mantle of rulership until Genghis's sons came of age? In a relentless cycle of death and succession, Genghis's daughters became the conduits through which the empire expanded. Each daughter's marriage and subsequent demise propelled the Mongol Empire into new territories, leaving no room for doubt about from whom these daughters drew their orders. In this chilling dance of power and blood, the daughters of Genghis Khan became architects of destiny, their marriages and the subsequent carnage they orchestrated shaping the very fabric of Mongolian rule. But that's not all. In the vast expanse north of present-day Iran and just south of the Caspian Sea, the Khwarazm people once thrived, boasting a powerful and sophisticated empire characterized by advanced architectural and mathematical prowess. The remnants of their civilization, a testament to their once grand achievements, now stand as echoes in the annals of history. A fading testament to the relentless march of time and, inevitably, the arrival of Genghis Khan. As the Khan's formidable armies approached the capital of Khwarazm, an ominous tranquility preceded the storm. Seeking a peaceful resolution, Genghis Khan dispatched a delegation to negotiate with the Khwarazm adversaries. However, the unfolding events would reveal a tragic tale of misjudgments and fatal choices that sealed the fate of the Khwarazm Empire. In a grave miscalculation, the Khwarazm leaders, gripped by paranoia and fear, chose to behead the Mongol diplomats, suspecting a ruse in the offing. This grave error set in motion a catastrophic sequence of events. Subsequently, in a bid to find common ground, another group of Mongols was sent, only to meet the same ruthless end at the hands of the Khwarazm. The repercussions of this ill-fated decision reverberated in the ruthless response orchestrated by Temujin, known to the world as Genghis Khan. A colossal army of 200,000 Mongol warriors descended upon Khwarazm, leaving no stone unturned, quite literally. Castles, farms, fortresses, houses, everything that defined the Khwarazm civilization was razed to the ground. The Mongols, with a merciless efficiency, even diverted a river to obliterate any lingering trace of the once mighty empire. However, the merciless tide of Genghis Khan's conquest did not spare the Shashia people, who roamed the steppe near the borders of Khwarazm. Having fallen under Mongol dominance, Genghis Khan expected them to contribute troops in the campaign against Khwarazm. When their compliance was not forthcoming, the Khan's retribution was swift and brutal. An entire people, the Shashia, wiped from existence. The Shashia, relegated to mere whispers in the oral histories of surrounding communities, suffered a fate so severe that their language was extinguished for centuries. The only remnants, etched in carved rocks, stood as lonely testaments to a culture erased from the pages of time. In a twist of poetic irony, it was during this battle that Genghis Khan, the indomitable conqueror, met his own end, thrown from his horse in 1215. As Genghis Khan's body was taken back to the Mongolian homelands for burial, a shroud of mystery enveloped his final resting place. Legends speak of a burial accompanied by treasures that would pique the interest of nations. However, historians today posit a simpler reality, a traditional Mongol grave, unadorned and deliberately concealed to deter desecration. The belief among the Mongols persists that someday the Khan of Khans will rise again, leading them to greatness. provided the sanctity of the grave remains undisturbed. Thus concludes these tales, both ruthless and grisly, from the captivating life of Genghis Khan, a figure whose legacy continues to echo through the corridors of time.